everybody, and welcome back to Minotaur Hotel. I'm your host, Will, and this is...
It's time.
It's time for what? Pikamain.
I don't want a life for Christmas.
Oh my god, shut up. It's not time, it's February. Fucking hell. Last episode, the prologue and the discovery of the hotel. This episode, the Minotaur. I don't know how else to say it. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Let's just get into it because I have no idea how to... When there are things that actually happen, I'll know how to introduce this, but currently it's literally just this, because we don't even have a name, which is the problem.
We see a cow, anthropomorphic cow, also known as a Minotaur, with a glowing...
Pikamain, I'm going to hit a bat through her head!
Right arm. With a glowing right eye.
Shut up! It's a left eye, idiot. That's his left, dumbass.
His left, but from our perspective, it's on the right.
Yeah, but you said his right eye.
What? Okay, look.
I am looking.
Okay, look. That's my counter argument.
Fuck off. You set your gaze on the thing, trying to read its turn off face.
I thought you said you set your gaze.
What?
I thought you said you set your gay on the...
When?
When you said you set your gaze on him.
Oh!
I thought you said your gay.
You said your gay. No. Incorrect, actually. Can you understand me? It barely reacts to your voice at first. Your words slink to it and crawl into its head, dig their way to its mind, and then twist it until it wakes up. Like a butterfly coming out of its long sleep, the thing's remaining eye shifts back to life. It nods to you. Okay, good to know that the safe for work version is actually safe for work. What are you?
I am the hotel's keeper and prisoner of the labyrinth.
Okay, love the voice. Would love to also be able to hear it.
Oh my fucking god.
I am the hotel's keeper and prisoner of the labyrinth.
His voice is raspy, nearly a string of grunts booming throughout the room in contrast with his disheveled body. His remaining eye frowns.
And you're the master now, which makes me your servant. Oh, to your will. I cannot disobey your orders.
The thing cradles his head between his arms. His voice comes out muffled.
If you wish to know what I am a hybrid monster. Oh, my sorry state. The previous master did this to me. As your servant, I shall answer the master's questions.
He remains with his face hidden for a while longer. When he does look up, he stares at the exit and not at you. He squints his eye and raises a deathly thin forearm over it. He scuttles an inch to the side, so your shadow covers him. Ask your question. Bip, why were you locked here?
was what the last master thought fit. He shot me, then commanded I stay here in this room. But as you can see, I am undying. It only hurt. I cannot be killed. I can only presume he expelled all the guests shortly after. And now, the hotel must be in as a sorry state as I am. He locked the door as well, but his command was enough. I cannot disobey, so I had no way out. I'm a prisoner after all.
You are a prisoner, but you are also the hotel's keeper? His eyes narrows and your droops.
I was sentenced by the gods to spend eternity here. I did not fight my killers, and for such meekness I was condemned. The gods made this land, which they called the Labyrinth, to host me and my damnation. The master is meant to be my torturer, and to that end is given control over the land. But there was a master who believed the labyrinth could turn into a shooting place.
Soothing, not shooting.
Shut up!
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god, shut up. I just noticed it and I was about to correct myself. Jesus Christ.
Apologies for me being flabbergasted, but can you blame me?
Shut up.
But there was a master who believed the labyrinth could be turned into a soothing place. Then it into it. And so, by his will, I became the keeper.
Sorry, I got a spam on my telegram.
And by the gods' ancient command, the labyrinth attract those who are lost and have nowhere to go. They became our treasured guests.
He closes his eye for a moment, lost in a daydream. What about your life before you came here? What was it like?
Master John Murray told me it became a matter of legends. I was born from a queen who had illicit affair with the white bull of the sea god, Poseidon. I was raised in the court of the King Minos in Crete. He took me in as his son, even if I was much worse than a bastard. Eventually, my sister deemed I'd be sent away. Father Minos acquiesced. Mother spoke not, so they shipped me off to my first labyrinth, alone with just an axe for company. I stayed there for years. Until one day, the warrior Theseus came for my head and rebellion against Father's reign. He was prepared to fight me, but I had nothing to live for. So instead, he provided me with a mercy. As you can see, the previous owner attempted the very same. But I cannot die. Not this time. I only lost some flesh. And the hotel's guest.
His eye flickers madly. Ask your question. Why did the previous master do this to you? The creature recoils, shrinking further into fetal position.
Being a monster is a reason enough for damnation, Master. He chose to return the labyrinth to its original purpose, I presume.
His bony jaw opens and closes, chewing on nothing.
Does one need a reason to follow the will of the gods? It hardly matters, regardless. I cannot die.
His open wounds stand out as he speaks, alongside its madly flickering flame. They are glaring enough to be visible from afar, even in the darkness. How can I help you with your injuries? He exhales sharply at your words. His face sinks again between his legs.
The master need not worry about me. I cannot die. It stopped hurting a long time ago. A skull feels no pain. What truly hurts is thinking about her guests. For all this time, I wondered what happened to them. I hope they found belonging elsewhere.
What type of people used to consider this their home?
It's about anyone in need. If fate saw it fit for them to stumble here, orphans and runaway children, homeless wanderers chased by their past, shell-shocked men seeking respite. Those who had nowhere else and no place to call home. Before the master took over.
The last.
Before the last master took over, the old hotel belonged to a man who fought in the First Great War. Master John Murray saw it fit to bring in those displaced by bloodshed.
His voice falters for a moment, and you hear a little cracking.
The hotel was glorious then. Master John Murray survived the first war, but not the second. So his brother inherited the hotel and saw it fit to enact his will against me.
You pulled the hotel's deed from your breast pocket. So it's this that makes me the new master?
The ownership of the old labyrinth was transferred to you. I always know who is the current master and his name.
You asked all your questions. Another comes to mind now. What's your name? He hesitates before answering. His burning eye shifts ever so slightly.
The master holds the right to pick my name. But if it's your wish to know, the one I was given up is Asterion. Asterion, the Minotaur, adopted son to King Minos of Crete.
I always thought it was Minotaur and Minos. But Minos also works and Minotaur also works.
Huh?
I always thought it was said Minotaur and King Minos instead of Minos and Minotaur.
I don't know myself.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
Tell us in the comments below.
Smile. Sterion looks up to you as he speaks. Perhaps in the distant past, those words, adopted son to King Minos of Crete, brimmed with pride. But today, they drip with the nostalgia and hope of a man who, for the first time in decades, utters his own name. For a split second, his remaining eye reflects a strand of light from outside. He realizes then how tired, thirsty, and hungry he is. But it doesn't matter. After all, he cannot die. As a servant, his duty takes precedence. The Minotaur readjusts to a kneeling position. The cracking of his kneecaps bounces off the cold room's walls, which editing will not add because that was fucking disgusting. He bows his head to you.
On between of jailer, a prisoner is born from the dead. But between master and servant is willfully chosen. When master, hear my oath of servitude.
You raise an eyebrow at the skeletal Minotaur's gesture. You cannot muster a response. In your silence, the Minotaur glances up to you. He starts shaking, barely able to hold his hands together. His lips tremble in anticipation.
Sir, the labyrinth was designed to torture me.
The Minotaur's voice cracks. For the first time, you notice tail thrashing behind him.
The oath of servitude, it's what keeps it at bay. Please, master, allow me to recite it and take me in to your service.
He can only nod in response. With your authorization, he is able to proceed. For a minute to bring himself together again. I'm going to fucking shoot. I'm going to fucking shoot myself. I keep thinking that Asterion's left eye is my mouse.
Damn.
By the permissions under the statue of Joseph the Merciful, the prisoner Asterion pledges loyalty and servitude to the labyrinth's master. The prisoner is made keeper of the hotel of the valley and is bequeathed the power to realize the master's will. The master in turn binds the labyrinth, forbidding its malicious entities from leaving said valley. The realm was engineered to torture the prisoner, and indeed its mission shall be accomplished. The prisoner will carry the burden of servitude, but shall not suffer the labyrinth wrath within Hotel's territory. The prisoner, shielded by his master's will, is made safe as long as his duty is fulfilled under the terms of the statute.
Asterion dares not look up to you. Once he finishes his oath, his silence is broken, but only by the drops of sweat dripping from his trembling face. This is a lot of information to take in at once. If you want anything from me, you'll have to explain things a little better. For starters, gods. Are you telling me gods are real?
Yes, pardon me. I failed to consider the time. The gods, they are, or rather were, quite real. I cannot know for sure the specifics, but they seem to have disappeared. Back in my times, they were quite present among the lives of men, and more often than not, mortals were worse off for it. I do not know how long I've been here, nor what changed since then, but from the stories I have heard, it seemed that most traces of the supernatural had vanished from the world of living. Does that answer Master's question?
Not completely. What were the gods like?
They were. It was rare for mortals to know them personally. The consequences of infuriating them were plain to see. The Python was respected, but above all feared.
I would like to tell you that that word is spelled pantheon.
Pantheon?
Mm-hmm.
Does it matter?
No.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I was just telling you. No, I was just telling you so that you knew for later. Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
You can continue.
Yeah.
They were not the fool. You can see for yourself. They sentenced me here.
This is a lot to take in, if I'm being honest. That Greek gods are real, or at least were, is kind of life-changing. Are all other gods real too?
Others, I do not know. I believe many of them were, yes. But I cannot know for sure, as I do regard the gods from my time.
Were there other Minotaurs?
I was the only one. Never saw or heard another Minotaur in all those centuries. There are other supernatural beings. A few have appeared in the hotel here and there. Some were staff members even. But they've grown so very rare as of the last few centuries. But no Minotaur.
Why haven't I seen them elsewhere then? Do they live in the woods, isolated from civilization?
Before I got locked here, they used disguises. They passed as regular humans by using a charm. But I wouldn't know if that is what they do today.
And this oath you were talking about, what does it mean?
It is what protects me, my lord. There are sentries in the
Creatures.
valley. There are creatures in the valley. They cannot harm me inside the hotel as long as I'm under the master's service. The previous oath remained for as long as the hotel remained as a man without a master. With your arrival, I am made vulnerable again. Please, allow me into your service. Well, Master will take Asterion as a service under the terms of the statue.
Very well. Assuming that you are speaking the truth, yes, I accept you as my servant. Your words bounce off the walls and slither their way out of the cold room. Light dripping from the door behind you falters. Your shadow draped over the Minotaur flickers and shifts slightly. The world itself shudders under your words and responds by slithering into a new shape around you. Asterion still looks down, his frame now slouched further forward and no longer shaking.
My gratefulness knows no bounds. I shall not disappoint. I may be in a sorry state now, but I'll be quick to recuperate. If Master so allows, I will take my leave. I need only take a trip to the infirmary to patch myself up.
He raises his head ever so slightly, glancing at the doorway.
Still unable to leave the room until you command me otherwise.
Undying as he may be, the Minotaur's body is atrophied. He won't go far on his own. You kneel down to his level. Despite the darkness, you can make out his scapulae and sagging skin. Can you walk on your own? Asterion averts his eye by looking down to his legs.
Master, not worry about me. I can make it to the infirmary on my own. I've been through worse.
He won't look up to you. There's just a hint of pride in his voice. I'm sorry, I can't allow that. You are in no condition to walk anywhere. You let me take you there. That's an order. He remains with his head bowed, looking at his kneecaps. He sighs deeply, shoulders slouching at the same time. When he speaks, he pronounces every syllable with cold sharpness.
Obey.
The Minotaur's skin and fur is deadly thin. He shouldn't be heavy. You could carry him. That alone could hurt him. Can I find a wheelchair around here somewhere?
The infirmary. I'll have one. It's one of those rooms further down the corridor.
Why am I coughing so much? You
It's
tell the
because of
Minotaur
me.
to wait there while you fetch it. Right as you're leaving the destroyed restaurant, your vision falters. For a fraction of a second, the world goes black. The infirmary turns out to be the door immediately after the restaurant. You find a rusty and slightly moldy wheelchair thrown in front of the door. It'll do. Asterion waits where you left him. Although now he's back to curling up, his face covered by his arms. His single ear remaining what the fuck? His single remaining ears flick... Bitch. His single remaining ear flicks as you approach, but he says nothing, either in gratitude or protest. He is light as a child, certainly no more than 20 kilograms. He grunts and shudders under your contact. After helping him to the chair, you notice one of your hands is covered in dark red blood from touching his back. As you make your way out of the cold room, you see his back is covered in horrific bed sores. Sideways glance, he catches you. With a sideways glance, he catches you staring. The light, however, seems to hurt him. He covers his eye with both hands. The infirmary is like looking into a period piece about the Second World War, with an added layer of dust and rust. Much like the kitchen, it was evacuated in a hurry. There are clipboards strewn about, medication vials left half opened, even a hypodermic needle still loaded with a sickly yellow liquid. Squinting his eye, Sterion walks up to the drawers, examines each one, silent, until one of them reveals shards of green glass and a purple dried-out stain. The Minotaur slouches forward and sighs. He scrapes a finger on the drawer, trying to gather some of the purple dust, but it's no use. He continues looking around, and you do the same. All you find are dusty bandages, long, rotted medications, and, deep in one of the drawers, a nearly empty bottle of wine. You hold it up against the window. There's just an inch of wine left. The cork is dried out and crumbling into dust. This heat must have turned into vinegar already. You're about to put it back when you notice Sterion's gaze following the bottle. He looks up briefly to your eyes, his face contorted into a pleading frown. Is this what you're looking for? The Minotaur nods meekly.
The wine heals me.
He does not budge until you extend it to him. Only then does he bow. The Minotaur sits on one of the infirmary's bed. The cork crumbles to dust when he pulls it, leaving the bottle still clogged. You extend a hand to him. He switches from looking at his bottle, held close against his chest, to your hand. Begrudgingly, he returns it to you. There's just enough cork left for you to pull it out. You return the bottle to the Minotaur. His hands shake as he tries to pour a few drops of the wine into the palm of his hand. He places the bottle on the nightstand. The Minotaur dabs his finger into the wine, leaving a single drop nearly falling from it, and touches one of his wounds. He repeats the process again and again. A few drops fall on the bed. His face frowns bitterly. When his handful of wine is nearly gone, he rubs a still wet hand on his exposed skull. It's only been a few minutes, but he can already notice some of his wounds healing. The Minotaur notices you watching. His lips, or what remain of them, curl into a proud-of smile.
Yeah. Can heal quite quickly around the wine. It's just a pity. The full bottle I had to touch was broken.
Sterion reaches a hand to his back, flinches as he grazes one of the bed sores. Let me help you with that. You can't see it. He drips his ears in defeat, knowing full well you are right. However, he extends the bottle back to you with a speed betraying his eagerness. His tail flicks to and fro behind him. You dab a piece of old gauze with the wine and get to work. The Minotaur's wounds have a black tinge to them. The dark oil seems to have accumulated on them, oozing down his back in clearly defined rivers. He flinches when the fabric touches his damaged skin, but pushes back against you at the same time. His wounds close quickly, at an almost unsettling speed. 5 minutes later, you've run out of wine, but it was enough to rid Asterion of his most egregious bed sores. Egregious, not egregious, fuck you. He lays
I'm not the only one!
Fuck off! I also mispronounce things. Yes, correct. He lays a hand on his skull.
I'll need a lot more wine for this.
You ask if there is any other way you can help him. Asterion has a shy curve on his lips when he looks up to you from the bed. His tail flicks to the left, to the right. He swings his hooves over the floor. Okay, so fun fact. Anytime I played this game before, I played it without music. So
Why?
hearing this song, because it was on my phone, while I was like going to uni.
Oh.
So hearing this song makes me so happy.
It is nice.
When he speaks, his voice is grave? Grave. When he speaks, his voice is grave. However, it rumbles with sobriety.
You're too kind already, master. It would be terribly unfitting of a keeper to impose a task upon his master, let alone as many as you've aided me with so far.
His one remaining eye is half closed.
Please worry not about me.
He speaks then with a twinge of relief.
Unless Master has a task for me, I shall take some rest here and then wash myself. I am most unfitting now for a keeper of the hotel. Master need not worry.
Shouldn't you have some food first? What if you pass out in the bathroom?
That shall not be an issue. I can obtain sustenance now that you've accepted me into your service. The Master commands Labyrinth, and through the oath you have bequeathed me some of your power. I shall not go hungry again. There's much I can gladly teach you about the Labyrinth, Master. It shall tend to your needs, if you know it to lead it.
If you know how to
Observe. If you know how to lead it. Observe.
For half a second, it's as if the entire world blinks out around you, and your mind goes blank alongside it. Now, Asterion has in his hands an overflowing bunch of grapes.
Do you like grapes? I hope these are to your liking.
Just don't have any seeds on them, and we are fine. You hesitate before accepting food from him. Shouldn't he be the one eating first?
The Master eats first. Only then may the Keeper feed. Regardless, Master has been kind to me, and I would be happy to share with thee.
The Minotaur seems eager to have you taste the grapes. They are impossibly sweet, but you only take a few, so he may start eating. He flicks his ear and tail at your enjoyment, then starts wolfing down on the grapes. He barely looks up to you now. As soon as he's run out of grapes, a new bunch appears on his hand, then a cup of water, and more fruit still. When he does finally look up to you, he slows down and tries to clean his muzzle of all the juicy bits. His eye betrays a twinge of self-consciousness.
I'm sorry. I am more beast than I am a man. Sometimes it gets the better of me. I should not be so brutish around Master.
He almost seems to shrink down in front of you, trying to hide away. There's a shame painted clearly on his face over having required so much of your assistance. Perhaps this would be a good moment to let the Minotaur have some privacy. I'll let you have your rest. I'll come back to check up on you later. Asterion interrupts his feeding frenzy to bow to you, dignified, despite the juices running down his mouth and chest.
I shall be presentable after washing up, master. Worry not about me.
Do you offer to help him with the bath? Very well. If you do need help, just yell, alright? I don't want you getting hurt, even if you can't die, as you say. Asterion takes a good look at you. His dark eye glimmers softly under the infirmary's light. There's almost a wetness to them. He breathes so slowly as he gazes at you, tail flickering to and fro. He takes in every feature of your face, one at a time.
Thank you for releasing me.
His eyes betray his drowsiness. He bows to you and, in doing so, nearly falls asleep. You tell him to get his rest.
I will.
You let him have his privacy.
Finally, I get to have a little bit of a break. That is wrecking my voice.
Well, too bad, because you
The
know
thing
what
is,
happens.
I purposely wreck my voice.
And you know what also happens?
The end of the episode?
The end of
I saw it coming.
Well,
Anyway,
I hope that you had a wonderful time with us. That's not how my outro goes, but fuck that. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe to any of these things in any of that order. I don't really mind. And if the content on my channel did not satisfy you, you can go to Pikamain's channel.
where we also do a few visual novel readings, but the main thing about my channel is that I do attempt to voice act different visual novel characters. One of the videos is actually of Asterion. Yeah. Although something I should probably mention is that I don't hear myself in these recordings. We're essentially recording them live-ish, while in my videos I do like several different takes. Like I'm talking up to hundreds per character.
Ew.
I'm not kidding.
Ew.
Like, or at least like per video, I guess. It depends on how many characters they are. And I treated Asterion. Actually, I shouldn't say anything. You should watch it yourself.
Well, even if you're only here for this episode, I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye, Felicia!
Bye.